Happy Halloween, ghouls and ghosts. This is Reluge. As I promised a while ago, this is 10 paranormal videos debunked. Volume 1. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be looking at several different videos and photographs of supposed paranormal events, and I will explain why they are not paranormal. Now, I will have 2 other series, paranormal videos I can't explain, which means I can't tell if it's an actual paranormal event or if it's faked or misled or whatever. And the third type of video I'm going to be doing is videos that I believe are in fact legitimately paranormal. Now, I have a video explaining the evidence, like the different kinds of evidence in the videos. So if you're confused on my wording or what I mean by them, you can go check out that video, but it should be self-explanatory. But just in case, I got reference. So, without further ado, here are 10 videos and photos that I've looked at that I am pretty sure is not paranormal. 10. So, I figured we'd start with a video that has been going around very, very, very frequently. And, I figured I'll just play the video first, complete in its entirety, without commentary, and then I will explain. So here's the video. Supposedly what's going on is this officer is chasing down a ghost. That's the consensus. A lot of people are saying like the driver is possessed because he keeps swerving in and out. And then it's like these moves aren't supposed to be like humanly possible, but there's one thing that people keep forgetting about, and that's stunt drivers. But then he follows him, and the driver takes a sharp left turn. Officer follows him, and suddenly the guy's on the other side of the fence. Now, there are two different shows that have debunked this. The one I want to point out and reference is from Fact or Faked. And as a disclaimer, I'm using this as a reference tool to inform and educate. So, the short of it is that they hired a stunt driver to try to jump over the fence, to drive under the fence, and trying to see if it lines up with the cops' dash cam. And they even have a side-by-side.
His final turn, he turns left, fence goes up.
As you can see in the video, they have a police driver chasing the car at the same speed, like in the same distance behind the car. And the car hits the fence and goes through the chain link. And when they do the side-by-side, you can see when by the time the original police car turns, the fence would stop moving. So that has been debunked. That is a natural occurrence. Someone has set up that fence to be driven through. But why would they do that, and how would this random person being chased by police know that it's there? That's because it's organized crime. Now, gang, mob, doesn't matter. It would be a group of people that know this fence is there, that has removed the two little notches to the point where they can drive under the fence, and the fence would still be there. And if they pull it off just right, the officer won't see them going through, just like what they did. Also, yes, the police officer isn't stuck with like what he sees on the dash cam. However, I'm pretty sure the officer was looking forward. He sees the guy turning, and then he turns. He's not going to follow the guy with his head and then turn. Plus, it's at night. It's really dark. He has to rely on the car's headlights. He probably didn't see that fence there until he's like almost right up on it. This driver, getaway driver, he has been trained, just like stunt drivers, to drive like that. He knows how to swerve and like make sharp turns and avoid a police cruiser that's chasing him. And he knows how to confuse the police officer, get ahead of him, and get to that fence to escape. So that's what I feel has happened in this video. So this has been completely debunked. 9. Do I really need to discuss this? Do I? It's the whole TikTok trend of this woman dancing in like a weird fashion, and I don't get it. I don't know why this is supposed to be scary. I don't know why people are freaked out over this, saying that it's a ghost or a serial killer just standing there dancing weirdly. It looks like a trend. like someone standing out in the courtyard doing the weird little dance and their friend filming it, putting up on TikTok. It's a trend. There's nothing paranormal about it. There's nothing scary about it. There's nothing like unnatural about it. It's a person dancing. Maybe the first person ever to have done that might have been drunk or high or pregnant. I don't know. But it's a normal person. There's nothing scary, nothing to worry about. I shouldn't even have to say that it's about. Hey, this is another one that has been going around the internet for a very long time. Hunters would set up trail cameras to... I can't explain it well. It's like to log animals, like their behaviors and their habits and whatnot, so they know when they can go out and hunt the animal. So, the first picture we're going to take a look at is the actual, like, photograph that has been going around. I'll give you, it's a very creepy picture. Now, when I first saw this, they weren't saying that it was the Rake. It was just, in fact, I think the first person said it was a zombie. And then evolved into like Skin Shifter or Wendigo, and then eventually the Rake. And in fact, if you look up the Rake and look up like the wiki and whatnot for the creepypasta of the Rake, this is the picture that shows up. And as a matter of fact, with further research into the origin of this picture, I found a second picture. It has a photo bucket watermark on it, but it's the same position of the supposed Rake creature in the background, where this guy and this girl's like this guy with his daughter, I'm pretty sure, is taking a photo out in the woods. They were like, oh, we took a picture and there's this creature in the background. But there was plenty of space. I don't know why they decided to take the photo of them on the left side. I'm pretty sure it's cropped, and that's why you don't see the guy's face. And you don't see the girl's face because I covered it up because I don't know this girl. There's not much to describe here, except the fact that I think this is a misidentification. Because the front arms on the Rake here look quite similar to the limbs of a deer. And yeah, the Rake creature has the eyes glowing because it's capturing the light from the infrared, which can only be seen through the camera. And animals with nocturnal eyes, like nocturnal sight, can do that. And trail cameras only take a picture like really quick when it senses movement. So we're probably seeing an artifact here of like an animal that walked up, turned real quick. And because it's like not, we don't see color, we don't see depth, our minds make it something identifiable. Like here you can see a face that looks like a nose. This is a mouth. Those are the arms because they're in the foreground. These are legs that looks like he's like on his knees, which would actually make that a very awkward positioning, because he would be on his knees bent over, but like bent over straight like that. But I am pretty sure this is misidentification. And with the evidence I have given here, I'm not going to say it's completely debunked. I'm saying it's explained. And like everything else, go ahead. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. You know, a little bit more of like the, like legitimately what's behind this photo. Like your family or friends, like legitimately, not like, oh, I knew a friend of the family, of like the cousin of the people that took the photo. No. But, and also be respectful with everybody's opinions or facts and whatnot. Safe place to discuss. Okay, people? Alright, thank you. 7. This one is going to be an easy debunk, because this is captured on CCTV at the Hampton courtyard. And it's one of those videos where it takes quick photos when it senses movements. So it's like you get a vague sense of what's going on. Now, what happens in this one, doors fly open and we see a robed skeleton closing the doors. The thing is, no one is supposed to be here. This is an abandoned building. Does not mean that no one is there. Now, once again, we don't have color, we don't have depth. But I have a feeling that this is just a case of the doors opened up, someone happened to be there in a robe, probably because he doesn't want to be identified, and he goes and quickly closes the doors. I see nothing on this to indicate that it's a skeleton or a ghost or anything like that. He's dressed with a robe. He's got shoes on. And we see a bunch of white because it's a black and white video photo thing. And that's why his face looks skeletal. No detail, no color, no depth. Our minds tell us that's a skeleton face. There's no evidence that it's paranormal. There's everything screaming at me that this person is actually there. So, I'm going to debunk this. Say it's debunked. It's a person. It's a person that's not supposed to be there, that closed the door quickly because he doesn't want to be seen. Why did the doors open in the first place? I have no idea. Wait. Scratch that. Upon further inspection on this, you can actually see a little bit of detail in one of the stills, and it looks like he has a bit of hair too. So yeah, this is a guy. This is a guy that's there. Does not look like he's a janitor or anything. It looks like he's not supposed to be there. So yeah, debunked, this is a guy. 6. Now, this photo, I came across it years ago on like the top 20 photos that prove that there's paranormal existence. Now, the whole idea is that this family sits down for like dinner or a party. It almost looks like a tea party, seeing as how there's teacups and whatnot, and there's like candles in the middle of the table. It's looking like it's just they're just sitting down for dinner. And the guy took a photo, and you can see a corpse hanging there. My first thought was, oh, you mean that Halloween decoration right there? When you learn about photoshopping and camera, like taking the camera. There's one major thing that works with both, and that's the shadows. It's like where the shadows lay, where they go, where, like, how they act. And as you could see, the main thing that I've noticed, the candles. You see how the shadows on both ends of the stick, and that's because the guy had a flash on. But with this supposed spirit, the spirit is giving off a shadow, but it's not congruent with the candle shadows. In fact, it's overlapping. And there's almost a hard outline where the hand is on the shadow. Well, that tells me that one of two things. Either this is a double negative, where someone was like taking a picture of something, like a person laying down, or maybe even like a scarecrow of some form, and didn't advance the photo because this is a black and white photo. This was done in like 60s, 70s, maybe even like early 80s. And which also means back then there wasn't Photoshop, but that doesn't mean you can't Photoshop it in the 2010s, which is when this was revealed. So someone could probably found their photo, be like, hey, there's a nice open space here, I'm going to put a dead body here. However, what fully debunks this for me is someone did a little investigation from anomalyinfo.com. They state that in January 2015, a forum was set up to investigate the origins of the Cooper photo. On the Metabunk website by Mike West. And they include a link on their site, which I will include a link to the site in my description. A member by the name of Robert C. logs into the forum and had an interesting bit of information to add to the discussion. Because Robert C. was actually one of the boys in the photo. He says, when my older brother sent me this link, I was floored. We are the two boys in the picture. Well, we were back in 1959. I have many pictures like this one, but not this one. My mother had a habit of throwing away pictures that she didn't like. Eventually, the ones she kept were passed along to me. What annoys me is that somebody got a hold of a family photograph. The story is almost entirely fiction. Our last name is Copper, not Cooper. Does anybody know who did this? And he provides some photographs in color of him and his brother that looked very, very, very similar to the kids in the black and white photo. But these photos are color. And it even has the candles and what it looks like the wall, like the backdrop. Like if that's like a door or something. Looks like the frame of it is in the pictures as well. He said that the photo was tossed out. It seems that if this picture was in fact thrown away, someone found it somehow. And in the 2010s, decided to mock up this photo to look like there's a body hanging. However, Mr. Copper had said that there was no body there. The photo was not like had no paranormal like signs or anything of that nature. But it seems weird that they changed the name from Copper to Cooper. Maybe they misread like the little thing on the back. But I think pretty much the consensus is that this photo was somehow found and faked. So I am ruling this as debunked. 5. This is also a very, very common occurrence. But this one happens on video, like live video.
Men måske ikke at få trænet 2 gange inden vi skal spille den næste kamp, det kan godt irritere mig lidt, at vi måske må nøjes med en enkelt. Nu ser vi på dem i løbet af aften, skal de ikke træne, og så ser vi hvor meget de kan i morgen. Og eventuelt så vil vi lægge en træning ind lørdag.
In the video, you can see this woman actually talking to another woman that's walking by with baggage. And then as she walks by, the first woman disappears. This is a very common occurrence. I forgot what it actually is called. But it's like a forced perspective. As you can see, the woman with the baggage completely covers the standing woman. So, again, with the standing woman talking to the baggage woman, it seems that the baggage woman has her baggage. If you look at all the others, they are wearing uniforms, suits. So, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that the standing woman owns the baggage that the baggage woman is pushing. And so she would follow the baggage woman. And as you can see, as she walks, the woman's disappeared because the woman is walking with the baggage woman. And I can say this about every other video of a person disappearing behind another person behind a car. It is quite like, okay, I can't think of a word to say that does not make it sound dickish. So with all due respect, it is a little obvious that this person would be moving with the other person. The only things that I can't say that with is when like something goes behind, like say a pole, and then does not come out from the other end. Because even if it like walks away, there's a very slim chance that it's walking behind the pole at the perfect angle where you won't see it. So to me, this is debunked. Go ahead and put in your thoughts and your theories. 4. Now, I'm going to, like, throughout all these years, I'm going to keep asking the question, why are they recording? In this particular one, there's 2 different videos of a spider creature climbing on a building. And it's quite eerie and like unsettling. The first video, to me, it looks like an insect of some form climbing on the person's window. Especially when they get like a little closer look, it looks like an actual like insect, but like really close up on the window, because it does not look like it bends or turns or moves when it gets to the other like side of the building. The second one though looks to me like it's CG, because the limbs are very awkwardly moving, and it crawls into an area where it's like the top is already like the same color and shape as this creature thing. And well, for once again, the only time it bends or moves is when it reaches the roof of the building. So it looks like this person cleverly made a spot where the creature can just disappear into without him actually showing depth of it walking across the roof. Making thing that debunks this is why are these the only recordings of these two separate incidences? You'd think if like a creature that large climbing over a building with multiple windows, someone else would have seen this thing by now. And where is it hiding? It's like it's a huge creature climbing on a building. It's gotta hide somewhere. And there should be a lot more people being like, hey, I just saw this creature climbing over my window, instead of, hey, I'm going to take a video of this creature across the way climbing on another building. So to me, this is a hoax. I've debunked this. It's a hoax. Mainly because we have heard about more. It's either a creature climbing on the poster's window or CG'd. 3. Now, this one is going to be a little bit trickier. I discovered this particular video while going through a like 20 videos that'll make you do a double take or something like that. And there's this guy, I can't remember which language he said it was. It was like Spanish or something. But it's a guy either selling or reviewing headphones.
Sino como una batería externa que tiene la opción como para escuchar música, como que tiene unos audífonos ahí que chicle y pega sirven, chicle y pega no. Porque sí, la verdad, la batería...
And I know this sounds really weird, but at one point he focuses in the charging part of the headphones. And he has a ceramic gnome in the background. And it blinks. Now, the why this is being recorded has already been answered. If you look at it, there's like not even a second. It's like 1 or 2 frames of it blinking. Knowing Photoshop and knowing how things look, if you take a really close look, part of his eyes looks like they did a clone stamp to make it look like the gnome is blinking. Now, the next question is, why? I can't answer that. Because as far as I know, this is the same guy's upload. But if you notice, one scene he's talking about it. He's sitting on a couch outside. And then it focuses on the charging part of the headphones. And you see the gnome in the background. And it's obviously in, like, a bedroom. Probably where he has an outlet. So, why he would edit this to make the gnome look like it's blinking, I don't know. But, the main thing that I can say that fully debunks this is that, ceramics can't blink. 2. When you're doing an investigation, one thing you have to do is ask, why are they faking this? This particular one, it looks like a bug sitting on a hive of some form.
Oh my god.
At first it looks like a dragonfly. Then it flies off and looks like a fairy. Like a humanoid insect that chases these kids away. I think this is CG. Because if you look at this, it looks like a dragonfly is sitting on there and then takes off. But then as it takes off, you could see it growing. Like as if it's like coming at you. And one frame, it's a dragonfly. The next frame, it's suddenly a humanoid. It's like a lumptious chest, legs, a face. I think these kids found a dragonfly in the forest, took a video of it, it flew off. Someone, like maybe the kids themselves, found it and was like, hey, it'd be sweet if we made a CG fairy to fly off of it. And after it turns into the fairy, the movements are very jagged and rigid. Almost like the fairies off of Spiderwick Chronicles, now that I think of it. The way they're like flying and floating there, but they're like hovering. That's the best I can think of how to describe it. But I am pretty sure this is CG. Also, I'm trying to find a shadow. I don't see any shadows here.
Oh my god.
Also kind of like fades away as they're running. Oh no, I see what happens. At one point it looks like it's the dragonfly again, flying at them. At 14 seconds, you can see the body of the actual dragonfly. And as you can see here, you can see the thorax, little insect legs, and it's flying to their side instead of at them. I'm pretty sure this is CG. And I know there's going to be people that can take a closer look at this and be like, yeah, and here's more reasons why it's CG. And also, another thing I want to add, why have we not heard of this before this video? I'm pretty sure somewhere they'll be like, oh, kids at the park was attacked by a fairy. News at 11. But so I'm pretty sure these kids were just scared away by a dragonfly and someone decided to make it look like a fairy. So in my opinion, this is debunked. Feel free to add more to debunking it or proving it. 1. Now, this particular video is on the YouTube under Real Demons Caught on Tape. And I am saving this one for last for a reason. Now, again, you have to ask why. Why is this guy videotaping this? Now, it starts off, he's in the room, it's all dark. You can hear him breathing like hard and panicky. So, he just ran from something. Something spooked him, something woke him up. Just something's there that scares the crap out of him. So he decides to turn on the videotape. Then he clicks on a light. Now, the fact that he has to turn a light on to see tells me that his camera is not like high tech, like with infrared and whatnot. So, this is probably an old tape. And you start seeing these hands coming out of the ceiling. Now, there's two things I've noticed. The first thing is, we don't know what woke him up. There isn't, like, something there. He's not speaking. He's just freaking out, and all of a sudden, these hands are coming down from the ceiling. Second thing I've noticed is, these are all the same hands. So that instantly tells me that someone recorded like a hand hanging down that's like all muddied up, and he's pulling it through like the ceiling in like a video editing software. And there's a whole bunch of hands, and it's really creepy. You can hear a little bit of like a wind, a whistling, growling sound. He turns the light off. He can speak. He says the word shit. But why doesn't he get out of there? That's another really, really good question. He turns the light back on. Hands are still there. He shines it on them. There's no shadows cast. So, these hands aren't actually there. And then suddenly, these little hands come up from under what I'm assuming is this closet door. They start just like rapping and tapping on the door. quite coincidental that that is happening right in front of him where the camera happens to be. And again, they're all the same. It's like the same little hand that's doing all that. And they all like shoot out the same way. So, copy and paste. He turns around, there's now hands coming out of the walls, reaching for him. Quite coincidentally, not actually grabbing him or touching him. They're just out of reach. And again, no shadows. He turns. Quite conveniently, an eye opens up on the wall. And the way the eye opens up really looks like it was edited in. And then that freaks him out. He turns the light off again, and he's still in the room. Now, I know one could argue it's like the hands are in his way. He can easily crawl under them. And then he has the light off for a couple seconds, and then he flips it back on. And suddenly there's this hand creature sitting in front of him, just like standing there menacingly, and then jump scares us. Now it looks nice. It looks real decent as like a like demon, but then you hear him crying in anguish. This all seems really staged to me. It all looks like replicated with using someone's arm and hands and eyeball. But I have to say, it is really, really creepy and really well done, and someone needs to give this kid a job. Those are 10 videos and photos debunked. For me, all 10 of these are clear. This is what it is. It's not paranormal. I know there's going to be people that has a different opinion, and that is awesome. Let me know in the comment section down below. And maybe you'll change my mind. Especially with the Rake picture. Because I'm pretty sure that was a deer being artifact. Anyway, the thing is, be polite with other people's opinions and theories. No one is wrong. Unless you say like the last one was a Pepsi commercial. Because I'm pretty sure it's not a Pepsi commercial. It would be a kick-ass Pepsi commercial. I'd probably switch to Pepsi over Coke off of that. But I do plan on doing a lot more of these kind of videos. I am very fascinated with the paranormal world. I believe it exists, but I also believe in hard evidence. And I will be showing videos that I feel shows like heavy, hard evidence and proof of the paranormal. And that could be ghosts, cryptids, and UFOs. So, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I have a Discord. I'm going to set up a channel on my Discord just for talking about the paranormal and sharing links, photographs, and even videos of your own paranormal experiences, stuff you've seen on the internet that you like another person to look at. You can also have proof of what I say is not correct. And just a safe place to talk about the paranormal. So I guess with all that said, click on whichever thumb you think is appropriate for this video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more paranormal things, which I am going to do beyond the Monster Bash, because I don't want to just do this once a year. Click on the end cards I got at the end of this video. I do other things like Let's Plays, personal stories of stuff I've encountered, stuff like that. And until next time. I got video bombed by a cat.